Minecraft 1.13 is one of my favourite updates, simply because the oceans have now come to life. So I thought I would make use of that in today's video by making an awesome underwater piston house, and I'm going to try my best to do it within 1 hour. So I've started things off with this as my foundation. I thought I would design something that's kind of modern. It's definitely got a modern style to it, and as you can see, the entrance kind of drops in underneath, which gives us plenty of room for redstone underneath the floor, and also a little bit of room for redstone up at the top here, although it is definitely going to be tight. And then if we make our way up to the top here, you can see that we've got a bedroom. I'm going to be doing something interesting with that, and also a little bit of space in this corner, and then a tiny little balcony. Honestly, it's gonna be a struggle to fit in all the redstone contraptions that I want to, but it should be interesting. So the time starts now. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to create a sort of hipster door in the center here. I want to make sure that these things, that's the door. That's going to be the door. Now, the way that I'm going to have to do it is I'm going to have to retract everything from down underneath. This could actually be quite tricky. The other thing that I guess I hadn't really thought of, which by the way is a ridiculous thing to not have thought of, is the fact that water and redstone really don't mix well together. And I imagine this is going to be a very frustrating redstone video to create. You know, I really wish there was such thing as /game rule water tick speed, so I could actually turn off water moving, because that would make designing this sort of thing much easier. Yep. Now, the way that this thing's actually going to work is we just need the bottom section of a 3x3 piston door, and then I'm going to rotate it ever so slightly so that we have more space for building other things in the design. Now, I just need to remember the timing circuits for a 3x3 piston door, because it's actually been ages since I've built one, and amazingly, I've forgotten it. If I had known when I made this redstone testing world that I was going to be doing 1 hour challenges in the future, I wouldn't have made this place so big. What was I thinking? Finally, I managed to find it, and I've managed to get this thing up and running. The only thing is that I don't really know how I want to activate it, because pressure plates are really the only things that you can place underwater, and they look ugly as anything. I mean, I'm assuming, yeah, buttons definitely pop off. There's no way that you can have a button underwater. I've done a little bit of thinking, and I actually think it would be cool to have a trapdoor with a button underneath it. Originally, I was going to do some item throwing down stuff, but I really like the idea of this. And then look, the trapdoor actually automatically closes when the button press finishes. It's kind of like a perfect solution. Bit of a time update for you. We are currently 25 minutes into our 1 hour long schedule, which is, yeah, I mean, you know, it has definitely taken longer than expected to build this thing, but I am happy with it. It's a very nice entrance to our very nice modern house, and I think it fits the theme perfectly. But now we are going to move on from that one onto the next project, which is our elevator, which is going to be taking us up to the next level. I think that's important. Oh, for goodness sake, just when everything was done, my water, I started work on the next bit, and obviously the water then flew in. I think backups are going to be very necessary on this build. Wow. Despite the slight mishap, we've actually managed to make the system for the elevator very quickly. However, it doesn't seem to be working. Doesn't seem to be working. I don't fully understand why. I'm assuming that has something to do with it, and now it is. Now it is working. So we go, soul sand, zhoof, we would be shot straight up to the top, and then we have the magma, we would shoot down to the bottom. Let's just make sure that works. It does. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, you know what? I think I prefer the look of the button under the trapdoor compared to just water around the pressure plate. It's so ugly. I can't believe we played Minecraft for so long with such ugly underwater stuff. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I think off in this corner, we're just going to have a little decorative kitchen, maybe even, I suppose we should probably actually add in some useful things, so maybe a furnace there, and then I think that's probably good enough. I mean, how big do you want your underwater kitchen to be? How could you even cook underwater? Let's not discuss that. Okay, so next up in this corner, I thought maybe underneath the floor, we could have some form of Kelp Farm, and then we could have almost a super smelter. So if we actually get ourselves some chests and some hoppers and things, then we could have the chests down at the bottom, which we are going to make those prettier, don't worry. And then hoppers, and then the furnaces, and then the items that you want to place up at the top. Then we could fuel these furnaces using drops from the Kelp Farm that is actually underneath. You know, I would say I've actually done a pretty decent job on this one. So if kelp grows, then it gets pushed into the hopper. It will then get pushed into one of these two furnaces right here, which are going to be powered I guess using coal. And then that kelp is then going to be turned into dried kelp, I think, which will then make its way into the bottom furnace, which can then be used as fuel? Where has that gone? That has gone somewhere. I have no idea why I thought that you could use kelp as fuel. You could use it as food. So we don't need any of this stuff down at the bottom here. We can actually get rid of that. And then now we have an actual food farm on the server. Just right down under here, and that sounded like something breaking. Oh yeah, water's flown in. Hopefully this should act as a nice friendly reminder to me that kelp is food, not fuel. I don't know how I got that mixed up. Anyway, it seems to be working quite nicely. As a quick time check, we are 45 minutes into this building process. We have got 15 minutes left to actually do something interesting. And that is going to be spent at the top section of the build. So up here we have got ourselves a bedroom, and if we actually take a look inside, there is no water in here. It's the only part of the house that there is no water in, and I thought it would be cool to try and create some form of airlock system. This could be really tricky. This is going to be really, really tricky. Having said that, I think I might be able to do something here. Oh, wow. You know what? Water, I never want to build underwater again. I think we've got past the worst of water flowing in and destroying my builds, because this is mainly going to be in the water now, but still, it's never enjoyable. How well does this work? Okay, so I walk through the pressure plates, and then the water is removed, and I can sleep in the bed, and then when I walk out of the bedroom, the water is redispensed, because, you know, this is an underwater house. You can't have areas that are just locked off with air. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sold on it when I first created it, but you know what? I actually think that works okay, and it makes quite a nice little. It's a strange one. I can safely say I've never made a bed airlock before in Minecraft. I've made a lot of stuff in Minecraft. Now I'm curious. Obviously, I can't light a fire underwater, but if I do game rule, I guess do fire tick false. Okay, still can't light a fire underwater. But what if I get rid of the water and then quickly light a fire? Still gets engulfed by water. That makes sense. That's a good thing. I kind of want an underwater barbecue. This is the problem. I might have come up with a solution. This is so stupid, and if it works, it works. It's totally impractical for Minecraft, but I feel like we could potentially make this function. So we're going to need some form of platform. So this is going to be our barbecue, and then we're going to have one dispenser here and one dispenser facing downwards. One of them is going to have our flint and steel. The other one is going to have a water bucket on the inside. I'm sure you can maybe see where I'm going with this. And then we just need some form of rapid fire redstone clock. And I would say that something like an observer clock will actually do... Yeah, that would be perfect, because then we can kind of slot it in. We could even slot it in somewhere like this. Yeah, put it in somewhere like here. It kind of works, but kind of doesn't. Oh, is there anything that we can do to improve things there? Maybe... I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. I think that actually this is probably the way to go. A kind of underwater cooker situation, smoker sort of thing. I think that makes the most sense, and it's going to have to, because unfortunately, that is it. Time is up. 1 hour has flown past, and I'm very impressed actually with what we managed to pull off, especially considering around about half of our time was spent working on this rather lovely piston door that we created as our entrance. But we managed to get it working, and of course we've got a button on the other side as well so that we can exit. We've also got ourselves a little elevator right here which will allow us to shoot up to the next level. You have to have that in any form of underwater house. We've got a fully automatic kelp farm which doesn't provide us with fuel, but it does provide us with food. That's extremely nice. Let's pop inside here. We'll take ourselves up to the top. We have our airlock bedroom, and then of course we have got our little barbecue up at the top right here. It's worked out really well, and I personally think that this house still looks cool despite the fact that we filled it to the brim with redstone contraptions. It's definitely somewhere that I would like to live if I lived underwater. But anyway, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.